Hello there, everyone tuning in. Hopefully you could hear me. Hopefully you could see the image. It's been a while since I've done a walk and talk live stream. Ads is here. Hi, Jenny. Hey, Jacqueline. There's Kristen. Hi, Linda. Hey, Trevor. Guess I should get into the old spiel and ask how the image looks and how audio sounds. It's been way too long since I've done this. My last live stream was the train show, which was a whole different type of setup. But I'm using the gimbal again and my smartphone, and we're gonna do it old school. Hear you fine, sounds good, very clear. Okay, that's good to know. Thanks for the feedback. I do have a little bit of a scratchy throat too, so I will be clearing my throat from time to time, so don't mind that. So those of you from the area do know this place. I'm actually in a different part of it that isn't seen too often. Can anyone guess where I am? And I'm not going to be streaming for all that long, but a little bit we'll hang out. I'm basically doing this because I want to test to make sure everything's going to work as it should for when I go live from the Peckville Christmas house, which I'll be doing very soon. And here I am. Hi guys. Got the shades on. It's bright and sunny out here. A little breezy, but hoodie weather. How's everyone doing today? Doing anything fun or enjoyable or just relaxing? I'm enjoying part of the day now while I can. I do have plans later on for this evening, so getting out while it's still nice, while it's still daylight. And just wanted to make sure that the live streaming app and my equipment was going to work, which it seems to be so far. So that's good news, I guess, right? Well, you don't want to see my face though. Let me show you more of the scenery. So some guesses coming in. Somebody did guess it. Yes, this is Nay Aug, Jenny. Nay Aug Park. We're actually, the area we're in right now is where the amusement park used to be, which was shut down in the 80s, I believe. But this was the amusement park area. Kristen, how's weather where you guys are now that you're further south? Still getting some decent days here, surprisingly, in late November in Pennsylvania. It's actually, I think, around 50 degrees or just above. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow and then cool down again. What time is it here? It is 5 minutes before 2. This is also the same park where they're doing the rehab on the Brooks Mine with the UGM group, the underground coal miners, so maybe we'll take a walk over there. They're not working on it today, but I can at least show you the site. Hi. Beautiful day in North Myrtle Beach. For those of you watching, maybe you could answer a question for me. My video I put out last night of the Bardham Rail Trail, when did you get notified of that? Did you get notified pretty much when the video came out last night at 8 p.m.? Or was it after? Was it today? The reason I'm asking is because I've been finding out that YouTube's notifications have been kind of wonky. I know some people got them last night. Jill didn't get hers until this afternoon, although the video was out last night. Kind of how it goes with these live streams too. I'm sure many people don't get notified until after it's over. That's how it is like with other live streams. If I go to watch, it says that it just ended, but I never get notified when they're actually live. Last night for the video, no notification for the live. That's how I figured. Can be frustrating. You know, I have the size of the channel that I have, and less than 5% get notified of when I do anything. Unless videos go viral. Many people don't even know that I put videos out anymore. I sometimes get emails or messages, hey, I haven't seen your videos in a while. What happened? And I have to explain to them, like, nothing happened. There's videos out twice a week. But YouTube just fails to let people know. As much as I love the platform, there's definitely some areas that need improvement. But I'm not here to complain. Here just to make sure everything's working as it should and talk with you guys for a bit. Now, when I used to go live regularly, especially like on my Sunday night lives, I'd have a great turnout. But that was due to me going live weekly, which people came to expect, and then also the algorithm kind of followed suit. They noticed a pattern, they would push it out. But when you don't go live or do things you used to, it kind of throws off the whole system. But that's okay. Yeah, Jacob, this is Nay Aug Park. You guys have seen it many times. The home of the Brooks Mine, which is undergoing restoration right now. And the park is adorned, excuse me, with Christmas lights because they now have their drive-through Christmas display up and ready. There's one of the decorations here. I used to do videos of it. Excuse me, I've done both recorded and live streams. But it's been a few years just because it got repetitive. But they do have some new items this year. And they kind of rearranged certain items, which is nice. It makes it seem kind of new again. So, excuse me, got a scratchy throat. But maybe in the coming weeks, we'll do another drive stream through the park here. You guys can see the decorations. You finally got a notification for the live. And how long are we live now? Almost 10 minutes. So I guess that's fairly good. It's better than after it's over. Stream quality, is it still coming through clear? Is there any pixelation or freezing at all? I did encounter a lot of that when I was streaming at the train show. But I was using the hotel Wi-Fi, where now I'm on my own network here for T-Mobile, which is pretty good in this area. Jacqueline, is you doing any jeeping today? It's a gorgeous day for it. And this is the old zoo. Used to have the animals in here, obviously. Used to have 2 big cages over here on those concrete pads. I forget what used to be in them, but I know they used to have monkeys here. I think they had an elephant, which was on the outside over there. No, I'm not getting sick. You know what it is? I actually swallowed down the wrong pipe, as they say, which forced me to start coughing because I was putting liquid down the air pipe. And when that happens, my throat just gets really itchy for a bit of time. Yeah, I'm feeling fine, feeling great. Definitely not sick. It just from doing that earlier, had a little coughing fit from swallowing down the wrong pipe, as they say. But do appreciate your concern. There's more of the decorations. I do have this on wide angle right now. Let me switch to the main camera. Let me know which view you like better. That is the main camera. A little bit more cropped in. You can see a bit more detail. But whatever view you like better, I'll keep it on. It's my pleasure. I'm thankful for anyone who's stopping by to say hello and check it out for a few minutes. Yeah, Mike, I believe I responded to your comment, if that was you, who was asking about the range and stuff like that. The video from yesterday, there are links in the description for both bikes. Mine is the Angway Engine Pro, which is the better of the two. And yeah, they're a heck of a lot of fun. And right there is the giant Scranton, the Electric City decoration, which looks really nice at night. And of course, that's for the city of Scranton, which is known as the Electric City because it's the first city in America to have electric streetcar service. I did mention that, who is that, Mimi? That I used to video this all the time with recorded videos and live streams, but it got kind of stale, repetitive. But if there's interest, I could certainly do it again this year. I'm not going to be diving deep into the Christmas stuff. I am keeping it more towards like exploring, adventure, stuff like that. But with the exception of the Peckville Christmas house, just because I'm really supportive of what they're doing, and the collection he has is so unique and the largest around, so I love showcasing it for them. But Nay Aug Park here does have the drive-through Christmas display, and I could certainly incorporate that some evening if there's interest. A lot of pooches out today. And if you need to take shelter, we got an igloo right here. No problem, Kristen. You and Len have a good day. Thanks for hanging out. Since we're over here, I'll show you briefly. This area has transformed quite a bit from past videos and past years. This used to be the pool complex. There used to be 2 pools here. One right here and another over there. That one has been empty drained, not used for years because I think there was a leak in it. And this one here was used up until I think a couple years ago. It even had water slides right there, which they dismantled a few months ago. The pool is now filled in, and the only thing that's left is just the locker changing rooms. So City of Scranton, at least here, doesn't have any more public pools. Not to say there's not public pools in other parts of Scranton, but this one was one of the major ones. And for whatever reasons, they filled it in. I think they're going to make a type of splash pad or something, they said. Who knows? Great day, nice weather. Yes, it is. A little breezy out, but still a nice day. Here's a wide angle. It's also the same park, same trail right here where I've been doing scooter videos, scooter rides. When I was testing my new Osmo action camera, I was riding up and down here on the scooter. And they're talking really loud. So right now I'm going to take you for a walk closer to Everhart Museum, which is where the Brooks Mine Museum is. Sorry, not museum, the Brooks Mine. And then we'll head back towards where I'm parked and chat for a few minutes. I am thinking about, and not saying it's definite, just thinking about it, but coming into next year, spring, early summer, maybe incorporating a few more lives than I've been doing for the last couple years. More so, how do I want to word it? Similar to this, but I guess you could say a better location, you know. Maybe a hike out on a trail somewhere, or to a different park, or maybe even a rail trail or something like that. Not often, but just to kind of mix it up from time to time. I know most people watch lives or tune in the evening hours, and doing those types of videos then is, you know, a little bit more challenging because of parks closing at certain times or just losing daylight. But not to say when we get those longer days in the warmer months, can't do it from time to time, but in the colder months I am kind of forced to do a daytime stream like this. But I'm going to be doing a video soon about a new piece of equipment that I have on the JPville, which is my train layout. Once that video comes out, I may do another live stream just hanging out, playing with the trains. I've done that a few times in the past, and people always seem to enjoy that. No real major changes to the layout. A few accessories like people, vehicles. I think I have a new building or two. But as far as like the track itself, all pretty much the same. Saying I have a weak connection. Hopefully it's not cutting out. Am I still live here? Hopefully I am. I have full signal. I don't know what this app is saying. It keeps pausing. Is the video pausing and my voice, or just one or the other? Now I remember all too well why I stopped doing live streams like I used to. Just the frustration of it when stuff like that happens. So here we are at the site of the Brooks Mine. They got some freshly shaved timbers. And I believe that is the mine car that they extracted from inside, which I believe has been in there since the 50s. And they've actually been doing some significant work as of recent. They actually brought in a mini excavator to get down the grade of the rail bed. They're going to be putting in new rails. No, go ahead, it's okay. And they are planning on having a Loki here that they have at their shop right now. I don't want to give away too much information, but they do have some pretty exciting plans, which is hopefully going to culminate spring of 2023. But once some more work is done, I'll be back for another update video. Oh, that squirrel feeder's here, and said they got a pile of ballast material dumped here as well. So this little hillside right here is where the mine goes through and goes back in somewhere back there underground. It's not really that deep underground, but surprisingly enough, there's a lot of coal. Jenny, that's a good question. I actually talked to Alan about that a few months ago. We were supposed to do something in October and our schedules just didn't work out. I'm always open to it, but he's actually a really busy guy with his business and everything like that. So not to say it won't happen, but I don't know if or when it will. You have to be able to make some time to make that happen, but not to say it'll never happen again, but no immediate plans right now. I'm gonna move out of this area. It keeps saying about a week transmission. I don't want to keep freezing up, so I'll go back hopefully in a better area. Do you guys want to see the front of the museum where the pond is? Or do you want to take a walk through the garden area back there? It's like a co-op garden where people just come and volunteer to maintain it and plant stuff. I got 37 people watching, only about 4 or 5 people chatting. Where's everyone doing? Feel free to participate. Say hello. Well, we have to pass by the garden to get back to where I'm going, so we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll check out the pond first and then cut through the garden on my way back. Decorating your Christmas tree. Speaking of which, who has decorated already for Christmas? Who put their tree up? Anyone yet? I think we're planning on doing ours tomorrow. We usually always do it the weekend of Thanksgiving. That's okay. No apologies needed. I know people are watching, but I like to chat with you guys too, so. This pond actually has come a long way from recent years. It used to be really dirty and murky and just kind of nasty, but they cleaned it up significantly. Water's quite clear. You can see right to the bottom, not that deep. But for how shallow it is, you used to never be able to see the bottom. Starting, trees up already, not yet. Some people wait until usually first week of December. I know some people wait until like Christmas Eve, which I never understood, but to each their own. But the Christmas lights and decorations just put me in a better mood, better spirit, so to speak. So when they're up just after Thanksgiving, it's more time to enjoy it, at least for me. Yeah, so everything you're seeing, that is not a reflection, that is the bottom of the pond here. So it's really nice and clear. And there is some fish. They're right over there. You can't see them, I don't think, with the reflection. But there is about 6 or 8 orange goldfish. And more of them over there. I used to get some really gorgeous reflection shots of the building using the pond. Actually, let's see, maybe we could recreate that live. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I also used the same scene and setting here when I was doing my cinematic footage with my new Osmo action camera. There's a lot of great shots you could get, both with still photography and video. Now, it's not going to come through as clear as normal just because there is a little bit of a ripple in the water. But I think we'll be able to kind of recreate it here. Yeah. You see it? Actually looks better on camera than it does in person. Hopefully it's coming through nice and clear for you guys, but that is a great reflection shot. And I love doing those reflection shots using puddles or shiny objects. Real trees don't last as long. Yeah, we had a real tree when I was younger, and I remember it was a constant maintenance or upkeep with keeping that stuff in the bowl to keep it, not from drying out, and then needles falling, and when you do remove the tree, it just makes a mess. So we have a nice artificial one with the white artificial snow on it, which is a little bit messy when you're setting it up and taking it down, but it's worth the effort. It's already pre-lit and it has a remote control to change the colors and lights, so it's by far worth the effort. And there's a wide angle shot. Hey Barb. Hey, we were talking about that earlier about notifications possibly not going out. And we're just down here at Nay Aug Park in front of the Everhart Museum, just showing you a nice reflection shot. It's a busy day here. People are really taking advantage of this late November day. Oh, another shadow shot. Next time I do a live like this, I'm going to have to come preloaded with questions, get you guys chatting. Like I said, this is more or less for my own benefit to see that everything's going to work as it should, which it is. So it's great news for when I do my live stream coming up in a few days, which I'm going to announce tomorrow on both my Facebook page and my community section on my channel. I will be announcing the date and time that I'll be going live from the famous Peckville Christmas house. So if you guys want to tune in for that, you're definitely encouraged to. And I'd love to have you there as we walk around and check out all the unique blow molds and one-of-a-kind decorations and displays that he has. We're out of practice. Yes, you and me both. was a lot easier when I did Sunday Night Live because I always have what do you want to call it? Like a game plan or like a set thing I did weekly, you know, like question of the week, going back in time, mail call. So it was already pre-planned, which made it easier. With these walk and talks, although I enjoy them sometimes, don't always have a lot to say. Not that I don't want to talk, it's just don't want to bore you guys either. So sometimes I just let the scenery do the talking, if that makes sense. But each time I go live, there always seems to be some type of hiccup. There was plenty of them at Bernie's train show. Even now with it saying the transmission is unstable. So it just reminds me, yeah, there's a reason you stop doing them so often. Because it just became a headache, became frustrating. Took the fun out of it. And the funny thing is, you know, Sunday Night Live came out of necessity, so to speak, because of the pandemic. And it was beneficial for myself and everyone else. And since I ended that, there's been plenty of channels that have kind of spawned their own weekly live streams, whether it's Sundays or Mondays or Saturdays. But I don't know, they don't have the same feel as what I did. I'm not trying to say mine's better. It's just, I don't know, I had a lot of fun when it did work and when it was, you know, in its prime. It just was really a great time to hang out with everyone and see so many people tune in weekly and look forward to it. It won't be coming back, but I definitely do miss those days when it was working nice and flawlessly, and it was just a lot of fun. So this is the garden, or lack thereof, just because it's obviously the winter time. But come spring, summer, this is full bloom, and there's people that come daily, if not, I should say weekly, if not daily, to maintain it. From my understanding, I think certain people are responsible for certain areas, and they come and look after it and kind of keep it pruned and shaped up and watered. There's even a water spot over there so they could water it daily. They do a really nice job with it. Patterson Grove, I've never heard of that. And yeah, somebody mentioned about squirrels. I would easily say dozens of squirrels that live here, and they get fed quite well. There's people that come here specifically just to feed them. Oh, he doesn't do it anymore? I didn't know that. I know he took a break from doing it because he had to get a new computer. But I didn't know he didn't bring it back. I do always toss around ideas, though, of things to implement on the channel. And although I have taken things away, I'm not against bringing something new to the channel if it's going to be feasible. But there's a lot of factors that go into those decisions, whether it's interest from viewers, time-wise, you know, permitting to my schedule, and just general enjoyment out of it too. So there are things I do toss around or think, hey, maybe I should do this, wonder if this would be a good idea. And a lot of them just get pushed to the wayside or just get nixed because I don't think it would be something that would be enjoyable long term. And I don't like to assume or speak for everyone. Like I said, there's more than just viewer participation that goes into it. But slowly and surely I am, you know, doing a little bit more than I have in the past year as far as lives go. Semi-regularly, not to say there won't be some breaks where there won't be any lives for a few months, but there might be some months where there might be a couple lives. But at least we know right now in the immediate future, I'm live right now, and I'm going to be live in just a few days, walking around the Christmas display. And then, like I said, I could maybe come back here in a week or two, maybe do a drive stream through the Christmas decorations here at Nay Aug Park. So, if schedule permits and you guys show interest, then I can do my best to make it happen. Hey, Rich. Yeah, it's one thing about my channel is that it's ever changing. I mean, let me rephrase that. It's the same, but different, if that makes sense. My channel's always been variety, which it still is. It's just I kind of narrowed down the variety a little bit. It was getting too far-fetched, too widespread, and it was throwing people off as to, you know, what my channel was about when they came to watch one thing, and then my video the next day was something completely different. They're like, hey, that's not what I signed up for, or not why I'm here, which I understand. So I'm focusing a lot more on adventure, exploring, historical things, entertaining things. But like I said, I'm always pondering new ideas. All right, there's a little picnic table up here. We will sit down and chat for a few minutes if you guys want to, and then I'm gonna bid farewell because I do have plans for later this evening, which I need to get ready for. All right, Mike, have a good one. Hey, Mr. Phoebus. Well, who was that? Kat and Jacqueline. The only problem with that is that the drive streams, you know, they were a lot of fun, but you eventually kind of run out of places to drive because either there's no service in certain areas, or we've seen the same things over and over. So it kind of ran its course, so to speak. All right, here I am. This is hard to see the comments now because sunglasses are making them dark, but it's so bright in the sun here. Juliet says, love your exploring and everything. I see something different. Thank you. 703, farewell. Have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it is fun to look back, you know, on things from the past, things I used to do, things we've did on my channel, both live and otherwise, but change is ever changing, if that makes sense. Nothing lasts forever, and sometimes it's good to leave on a high note. You know, like Sunday Night Live, people were really upset that I ended that, but if I kept going with that, it would have lost the fun and charm that it had. You would have noticed that I wasn't really into it like I used to be. So you just have to know when to pull the plug on things and move forth. But I will tell you though, on a positive note, when I did cut back my live stream schedule and narrowed down my content genre, so to speak, I just been a heck of a lot happier. I just took a lot of weight off my shoulders, a lot of pressure that I put on myself was relieved, and it just became much more enjoyable again. I kind of got like a second wind. And instead of putting out so many videos just to get videos out, I've been focusing on more, you know, I guess you could say better things to film, at least in my eyes, you know, more important projects, more things I could take my time on and not have to be in a rush to film it, edit it, get it up right away. So the changes I made definitely benefited me, and I think for the most part they come through on video. You know, you could definitely see that I'm enjoying it again, and that I do love what I do, and that I'm not doing it just to try to get the most numbers. I'm doing it because it's something I love to do. Cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I'll take a hot chocolate. Exploring is something I'm going to keep doing for as long as I can. I love exploring, love adventures. I even consider, you know, abandoned stuff exploring, which it is because you're exploring abandoned properties, and I do have those coming up. I have 2, definitely 3, maybe, of abandoned locations that I'm going to be filming within the next couple months here. Wintertime is when I usually go to those places because foliage is down, it's easier to get to them, less chance of any bees or insects, stuff like that. So one of them you definitely seen before, but it's going to be a revisit, which I did mention already. Another one I've never done a video on, so you guys will be seeing it for the first time. That's if it's still there. I haven't been there in several years, so. But I would like to do a live stream or so every so often. Like I said, similar to this. I'm not trying to be repetitive, but I know there's people who've joined in a little bit later after I talked about it earlier. But I would like to do a live stream, hiking a trail, walking in a park, maybe even riding on a rail trail. But just from my experience, most people tune in live in the evening time when they're done with work, done going out, doing things with friends or family. And that's hard to do with limited daylight and park hours. So I'll have to come up with some possible alternatives until I can make that happen in the longer summer days. Hey Patrick, yes, I'm doing well. I do have an itchy throat. As I explained earlier, I swallowed down the wrong pipe and had a coughing fit, but I'm feeling great, doing much better. I'm actually going to do an update health-wise regarding everything because I'm coming up on my anniversary of when I was actually in the hospital last year with COVID. Actually, this time right now, well, not date-wise, but it was Thanksgiving last year is when I started getting sick. And it was a few days after is when I wound up in the hospital, which was, bizarrely enough, the hospital that we just saw by the museum there. I spent almost 2 weeks there. And since that time, a year later, things have changed a lot. I did give an update, I think it was around February or March, and then I did one more after that, maybe by April, the latest was my last update. And I'm not 100% out of the water with things, but that's not a bad thing. And I'll explain in the update video. It's not gonna be a long video, just to kind of give you guys a 1-year anniversary update and kind of reflect on things. So I'll be doing that in the near future. Christmas Story House was awesome. Yeah, I hope I get to return there. I know it's for sale, but they said they only want to sell it to someone who's going to kind of keep the tradition going. So it's good to know it's not going to be just revamped into something else. Funny thing is I'm sitting here talking to you guys now like I am, and now we're up to 50 viewers. We're earlier only hovering around 30, but I think notifications just were really delayed. Thank you, Pam. That's the one thing I've been striving to do and learned a while ago is that I do what I want to do. Despite feedback from certain people who don't like certain things, I get that. There's certain things I don't like either, and I don't expect anyone to watch something that they don't want to watch. But at the end of the day, I do things that I like to do, and if you're willing to watch, that's fantastic. If not, no hard feelings. Pam, sorry to hear that. Sorry for your loss. And yes, you are right. It does change you, so to speak, for life. Some people I've heard from that I don't know personally, but just heard through hearsay that, they had COVID when it first came out. Say, what was it, 2020 roughly, when it really hit. And even now going into 2023, they're still dealing with some life-changing effects. And I am too, but not in a bad or horrible way. They're very mild compared to others, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100% out of the water. But I definitely improved in a lot of ways. I could go out now and hike and do exploring and even climb hills so much better than I used to be able to. I would get winded, not very easily, but you would hear to my videos, if I got to the top of a hill, I'd have to sit there for a few minutes, catch my breath. Now I kind of just fly right up them, and I had to maybe catch my breath for all of 30 seconds. So health-wise, I feel fantastic. I feel like a kid again almost. It also helps too that I'm roughly 65 pounds lighter than I was a year ago, so it definitely makes a difference. Holiday product showcase? Patrick, can you be more specific? I'm not sure what you're referring to with that. don't have the endurance you once had. Well, the funny thing is, speaking of endurance, earlier this year, when I started getting out, doing more physical things like yard work, cutting grass, just general things around the house where I was exerting myself, breaking a sweat, I got fatigued really bad, like to the point I would get lightheaded and almost collapse. And I never experienced that before. And after getting some testing done and doctor's visits and stuff like that, it was contributed to just my body just being so out of tune with itself from COVID. Because I was down for months and had to take it really easy with things. And it wasn't until I started pushing myself and getting into the routine of everyday life, I really got hit, with the wall, so to speak, of what I was able to do and not do. I had to really tread lightly for a while. But thankfully, my body acclimated, so to speak, and I was able to break through that wall. And now that doesn't happen anymore, which is great. But it was scary for a couple months earlier this year. I didn't really share it with you guys because I didn't want to bring on bad news and stuff like that. I just had to alter my lifestyle for a bit and know my limits as to what I could do or can't do, so I didn't overexert myself. But yeah, it's scary when you experience things that you've never experienced before and you really have no control over it. Home Depot, stuff like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did toss around the idea, but I basically just kind of tightened up my channel a little bit. I'm just not going to be as wide as I was in the past. I know I used to go to like Dollar Tree, Home Depot, stuff like that. As you notice, I didn't even do Spirit Halloween this year. So I know some people do enjoy that. I just didn't want to keep my channel so widespread with variety. So like I said, I'm concentrating more on exploring adventures, the things you've been seeing for the last 6 to 8 months or so. Not to say I won't ever do it again, but right now that's not a focus of mine. But I do know there are other channels out there that do those types of stores, shows, showcases, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I'm not doing that at the moment. Just kind of focusing more on the stuff I mentioned already. Yeah, Rich, it was tough to like wrap my head around it, because like a simple thing like cutting grass, isn't all that difficult, at least for me. It never was. But after like cutting my lawn and say to bend down to like pick up something, I stood up and got like really woozy and like started spinning and started like seeing stars, and I either had to sit down or hold on to something, or else I felt like I was going to fall over. And when that happened, when it initially started happening, it would take me a full 24 hours to recoup, to kind of get back to normal. And even like, I was even like worried about driving and stuff like that. So when that stuff started happening, I noticed the pattern when it was happening, and I was able to, like I said, alter things, set limits for myself, not to push myself too far. And it just kind of, so to speak, went away on its own, I guess you could say. My body just got used to doing things again when it wasn't used to it for so long. All right, everyone, we're just shy of 50 minutes here, and I don't really have anything else to say, but I do want to thank all of you for stopping by, whether you were here for a couple minutes or for the entire stream. Thank you for doing so. This was for my benefit to find out that if my gimbal and the Prism app was going to work as it should, and it did. Over 2,600 blow molds. It's going to take some time to show that all. And if you guys have any feedback, feel free to leave comments later on under this video for live stream ideas, like I said, about going out and doing like a hike, or going to a scenic location, or doing something that could be both done in daytime or evening time. I'm definitely open to your feedback. You guys definitely help guide certain directions that I go with my videos and things I do work on. That's why I always ask you for your input, because I do really appreciate it, both good or bad. It helps me be a better creator and to provide better entertainment for you guys. But hope everyone has a wonderful day. If it is sunny where you are, get out and enjoy it before the sun goes down. And if it's not sunny, or if it's crappy, well, watch one of my videos and enjoy that. But take care, everyone. Stay safe. And like always, everyone, I'll see you real soon in the next video. Take care, everyone.